Nnpc to stand.
Thank you so much, all viewers across the globe. Welcome you once again on the program City Stand. I'm Michael at Jekunle. All right, we have our various papers this morning to be read to the viewers, different headlines, and all talking about same subjects: fuel problems in Nigeria. Fuel problems in Nigeria, and that's what we'll be discussing. As of yesterday, Nigerians expected a reduction in fuel pump price, but as of this morning on papers, we realize that the template for new fuel pump price is now about 950 naira per liter. It has been increased by 11%. Fuel is now sold for 950 naira all the way from Dangote refinery. Here in Lagos, it will be sold for 950 naira, but in some other parts of the country, like Abuja, Kaduna, Imo State, it is above that price. I think in Abuja it is sold for 990 naira or 980 naira. In Borno State, it is sold above 1,000. That's 1,019 naira per liter. But I think I think Lagosians will be enjoying this. But as we speak, many still find it difficult to buy fuel at that rate. Many still find it difficult, so difficult. It has caused serious havoc in the society. It has caused more inflation. Of course, we've been battling inflation for so long, but this increase in fuel pump price has increased it the more. Very big hardship Nigerians are passing through. Now, it's a challenge we need to face, and there's nothing I think we can do about it. Presently, fuel marketers are saying that they can't sell below the price of Dangote. They cannot sell below the price of Dangote. Dangote selling it for us at the rate of 950 naira per liter, and they said they will be selling between 1,200 to 1,300 naira per liter. All right, we'll be discussing this today. Don't forget that the president of the country, Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, paid a visit to the flood victim in Maiduguri yesterday, and the president promised so much, during that visit today. And of course, don't forget that the showdown comes up this Saturday, Edo election, APC, PDP, and Labour Party. Let's see how it's gonna be. Let's see where the pendulum will swing. All right, before I delve into the main business of today, let me quickly read the headlines for the viewers across the globe. We have the Daily Trust newspaper right here with me at the newsstand. It was the Daily Trust saying this morning, the major headline, it reads, despite 40 billion naira ecological fund, flood ravages states. Despite 40 billion naira ecological fund, flood ravages states. That's the question we are asking. Despite this huge amount of money to these agencies, why are we still having flood disaster in Nigeria? Experts fear mismanagement of allocations, and that's what I've said earlier on. Experts fear mismanagement of allocations. To the next one, CBN urged to reduce interest rate as food inflation drops to 37.52%. The Punch newspaper with a punchy headline here. What's the Punch saying this morning to us? At the newsstand, Edo governorship poll, Edo gubernatorial election that is to take place this Saturday. Petrol crisis threatens election as APC PDP set for showdown. Petrol crisis threatens election as APC PDP set for showdown. INEC transporters review election materials, personnel carriage contracts, parties rejig last minute strategies. On to the next one on page 2 of the Punch newspaper, we have Dangote and the oil marketers, digging it out. What are they digging this morning? 950 naira per liter. Dangote Petrol may justify more importation, and that's what the oil marketers are saying. That if Dangote is selling at the rate of 950 naira per liter, how do you expect them to market their own product as well? Like I told you earlier on, we said they'll be selling at the rate of 1,200 to 1,300 naira per liter. And now let's see how this goes in the country. Of course, it's a matter of getting fuel at an affordable place now, not minding the fact that there are queues at filling stations. All right, floods sacked 404 million from Nigerian schools. Others, that's what the World Bank is telling us this morning on page 16 of the Punch newspaper. Floods sacked 404 million from Nigerian schools. Others, says World Bank. And down the paper, let's see what these pictures are illustrating. Here we have the pictures here coming from Borno State, and you can see the president of the country, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that's during his visit to Borno State as regards the flood disaster. All right, the picture of the president of the country, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on the left-hand side of the paper, and you can see the governor of Borno State, Zulum, right here on my right, and Governor Zulum of Borno State with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, that's not the personalities we have here. We have other people. Quickly to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. What the Nigerian Tribune saying this morning on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper? EPAN tackles Nnpcl over petrol price template. It's EPAN tackles Nnpcl over petrol price template. And moving on to the rider, says it's senseless to sell Dangote fuel higher than imported one. Of course, these oil marketers are opting out for importation right now as we speak. Oil marketers are tackling Nnpcl and Dangote, saying that if the price is not a considerable one, they will import fuel from foreign countries, and that's what we need to look at as well today on the tragic incident that happened in Kaduna. Bandits killed 3, kidnapped pastor, many others in Kaduna. That's on the state of insecurity in Nigeria. Very worrisome situation, and we need to also discuss this morning at the stand. Of course, I have my respondents here, and before I go, let me quickly read page 16 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. 4 days to Edo election. I think I have some Edo people here, and they'll be also dissecting issues in Edo State with me. 4 days to Edo election. PDP APC supporters up for the election. PDP APC supporters are up for it. Igor Dallo slams 20 billion naira suits on Oshomole over alleged defamatory comments on Plan Well. Of course, like I told you, I have my respondents right here with me at the newsstand. We need to dissect issues this morning together. I'll be back in a jiffy. All right, you're welcome back to the program, and I'm right here with Gabriel. Gabriel, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Mike.
How you doing?
Very fine, and you?
All right, still on the state of the nation. Oil industry in Nigeria. We all know it has affected lives. It's something we know. But at this point in time, people are asking, what is the essence of a local refinery when we can't get it in an affordable price or rate? Gabriel.
I will start by the song. Fuel no dey, brother, transportation no dey. Even the NEPA people say they don't increase tariff. Now, to be sincere, I see no reason why we are having the local refinery if it's not going to be profitable to us. Because sometimes what we look at in our country, we seem to be the one punishing ourselves. We say the government, the government, the government. Yes, I used to say it categorically. I am not in support of some of the things that is being perpetrated by the government. But at the same time, the problem is you and I as individuals. Now, we decided to say let us have a refinery at our own level, a refinery within our country to reduce the import, export, whatever
Competition of wells,
that we're talking about, the charges, just to see that the cost is being reduced. If a nationally made, let me not use the word locally made,
Okay.
done within our own nation, Nigeria, if our fuel can be that expensive, one of the headlines says that importation might be the order of the day.
Yeah.
Now, if Petrol is spinning.
or an alternative.
It's not even going to be an alternative. It's going to be the best point, because if yes, that's how I see it. Because if you look at it, that in Nigeria, fuel is being produced and we are buying for as much as 9 plus, despite the fact that the marketers have not added the middlemen, they've not added their own little whatever.
Yes, yeah.
That amounts to huge sum. Now imagine when it is being added, then we are going for nothing less than 1,005, 1,004. Are you getting it now? Minimal is going to be 1,002. But if we have these things imported, it is going to be a lot cheaper, because it now becomes, see, monopolistic idea is not something we should welcome. Because if we have this monopoly of fuel production, it is being done by Dangote virtually. I'm not against him. I love him because he's very industrious. There is no hope that is not affected directly or indirectly by Dangote. If it is not cement, it is sugar. If it is not sugar, it is noodles. If it is not noodles, it is salt. If it is not
spaghetti.
salt, now fuel. So he has taken over the country. So that is monopoly of its highest order. So if he's the only one in Nigeria that is producing fuel, in that process, he dictates the price. In that process, he holds every Nigerian to ransom. So if there will be an individual that will decide to bring up another refinery, let there be competition, I think the price will reduce. That's number one. Or to cut it short and make it fast, probably the importation is going to be the best available option, because I cannot bear having it produced in Nigeria, having it produced in Lagos here. Is it Lagos now?
Yeah, Lekki.
Having it produced in Lagos here, and then I will not be buying at no, it's not done. It's not done. That's just what I see. So it's not really helping. Fuel now is not easy. Everything is expensive. Lifestyle is not even coming cheap. And now transportation and fuel, it's killing. Baba, everybody's about buying bicycle now. We'll go back to the era of China.
And that's the question I'm about to ask you, that what alternatives do consumers have to mitigate the effect of this increase?
Now, if we talk about alternatives, there are so many alternatives.
You just talked about bike now.
Yes, there are so many alternatives. I learned car that runs on gas.
CNG.
It's going to make life more difficult. That's the truth. It's
Why?
going to make life
Why?
difficult.
Why?
Because fuel is used for light and so other things, but gas cuts across, because people use gas for cooking. So as a result of, if you now say it is being used as a medium of fueling transportation, what then becomes the cost of gas? It becomes scarce.
And more expensive.
If you look at the roads now, most private cars, they are not on the road. Even for commercial buses, they are not on the road. They are not on the road. Fuel and diesel the same price. Flying and fuel can't even cost us. So what are we now talking about? So I think we'll go back to the era of, you ride bicycle. If you are not able to go on bicycle, there is this other one they use in China where some people will have to push while somebody boards. Probably that one will be cheaper, but on a lighter mode. Sincerely speaking, it is not helping transportation. And if care is not taken, I think we'll start going back to Stone Age, where the country will start evolving all over again, where people will start with bicycle and people will start trekking. I think that's what the country is about pushing us to. But I pray it doesn't get to that. That is why our best bet is to have an alternative source of fuel supply, which is going to be at the best bet importation. Yes, before now I never used to like the importation thing. But if our own person, Tiwa, is giving us at an exorbitant rate, and let me tell you, the truth is, it's just this mentality that Nigerians will adjust. And they will adjust. That is just the mentality. Let's give them at this price, they will adjust. If we got bargain back and forth, he will probably bring it back to 850 naira. Initially, he denied that he did not give it out for that much. Then later on, he will bring it down. So it's all a bargaining power, and it's not helping.
But are we not actually adjusting?
Nigerians adjust to the detriment of themselves.
Detriment of themselves? Yes. In what way?
Funny enough, there's one thing that
Won't they go about their daily
there's
activities?
one thing that I've really appreciated in this last few months.
Okay.
For the hike in price of fuel and the difficulty in living, stealing has not increased. Robbery has not increased. Let's be sincere. Before now, men don't enter street, they don't dey rob, they don't dey break shop, they don't dey. No. They're not even looking at that direction because even the person you are hoping, planning, or targeting to go rob is also thinking of you to come to be robbed. So everybody is at alert. But sincerely speaking, it's not that Nigerians are just. We are all suffering and smiling according to Fela's song. So it's not that Nigerians are adjusting. No. They are suffering and smiling. And it's not helping. And everyone is hoping every day that he or she wakes up to a salvation that says, the price is dropped or there is a solution to this present problem within this administration. So that's just it.
Now, what are the regulatory bodies doing? Regulatory bodies like PPRA, Nnpc to adjust or to control these oil marketers. Because whether we like it or not, they've said it. Oil will be sold between 1,200 to 1,300, and which I believe some will still sell it above that price, especially when there is scarcity of fuel.
Now, let us talk about the regulatory body. What are they regulating? Let's tell ourselves the truth. Let's call a spade and not just a garden tool. Few months back, I learned they were locking up filling stations for selling for so much. The same set of individuals will pre-inform them that we are coming. They will adjust their meter. They will sell at normal price. But see, the corruption has gone so deep into our vein. The truth is this: there is no way you can rule out the marketers because they bring the market forth. They introduce it to the people. They sell it to the people. They know every nook and cranny that this thing should get to. That's number one. And number two, you cannot rule them out because that is their own source of income. The only thing we could do is to let them minimize it. And how can they minimize it? Is when these products are coming out at an affordable price. Talking about the price for which it is being dished out, it's too expensive.
For Naira and 50 Naira per liter?
It's too expensive now. Yeah, you'll be talking about raw material, cost of production and all that. Now, if the raw material and cost of production are brought down to Nigeria despite the import duties and everything, is letting them get it at a cheaper rate, then what's now the reason for it being that expensive in Nigeria? Do you get it? So if we are talking about regulatory body and if those people they are just playing hanky-panky games with every individual.
All right, away from that, Edo states will be witnessing election come Saturday. You are from that state.
Edo State,
So it's a matter of Obaseki or Shomole, let's say, APC, PDP, Labour Party. Are you ready for the showdown as well? The same way they are ready for the showdown.
There's nothing like showdown here. It's a pre-planned process. So you see, they are just fooling themselves, not us. If we look at the trend, I remember some years back, I was still in Edo State schooling. And even after my schooling, I was asked to work in the school. I don't want to call the name of the school. And when it was election time, we were like, all of you from Edo State, come vote and all that. That was the transition from Oshomole to Obaseki. Then Oshomole was saying Obaseki is boy, his son, his this, his that. And I learned, I think a few days ago, he apologized to Obaseki for, see, let me tell you, these people openly, there is a showdown. Secretly, there is a handshake and a hug. They dine and wine together. It's politics. It's just that dirty game. You see, for you to have that media presence, they try to create that, how is it called? That conflict of interest. And people see them that, hey, they go kill themselves, they go
like
do this,
tension.
Forget it. It's just a game of chess they are playing with every individual. It is the pawns that suffers. You that don't really know what is at stake. You will be the one to go and run into, stray bullets. Why they sit at their convenience to discuss. Hello, guys, don't mind them. Then kill themselves, finish. Now you go still end time. But if I come, I go carry ballot post. I go do this, I go do that. They settle themselves. Check it out after every election. Whosoever doesn't get into position, they try as much as possible to fix the person in one office or the other. Now, for them to reduce the rate of rivalry, that is what I see in this politics game. Two, three people will go for the same post. Not be the two of them or the three of them won't go for the same post. They have other ambitions behind that one, but they just use that one as the target. If you don't hit that main target, you don't fall below your real target. So if somebody is going for governorship and you don't enter, after that, you just put on there, enter minister. Oh yeah, you go Senate. Oh yeah, you go that side. It is a profit sharing organization. It's a national cake. Then they remove cutlass, not be even knife now. Then they butcher and give themselves bits by bit. So you see the idea of the showdown, bro. There is not going to be any showdown. They already know who is going to be the next governor.
Who is your preferred candidate?
My brother, I don't prefer any one of them. They scam me. And at a point, I will not lie to you, at a point, I was promised a job at a particular school there. Yes, now, Igwebe, that is a College of Education in Igwebe there. After election, since they got into post, my brother, they neither pick calls. They not pick call again after the whole election. So they know how they sort themselves. So for that reason, I'm not really too bothered. Whosoever gets there, my own prayer is let the best candidate, quote and unquote, like I will always say, get to that post. All we are praying for is an individual, because sometimes you think it is A that would do it, and then it's not even A that would do it. We just hope and pray that the best candidate wins and then turns the whole situation around for better.
Now, before I let you go, under the leadership of Obaseki Godwin, did Edo people enjoy democracy? Did they enjoy the dividends?
My brother, to be sincere, I will not lie to you. Since they did what they did, as at when they did it, that is the transition of Oshomole to Obaseki, and Obaseki was busy. He's not he's building, you renovate. He was busy repairing old cars and all that. Then I didn't really put a tap on him, because at a point I felt he was moving without an ambition for the political office. Because you see, there's something about the power of a succession. When you are taking over from somebody, there is the need to, one, continue for where the person stopped if the person has been doing well, and in areas the person have not been doing well, you do what? You have your own strategy. You cannot leave someone else's tree. You would drop your own landmark. I remember then Oshomole did something in Edo State, Ekpoma, where I schooled to be precise. There was this boss. He subsidized transportation for the student. That was why at a point students could die for him. Yes, from the main campus to Bucket, and from the satellite campus, there was a subsidized means of transportation. At least that alone won the heart of an individual. The question is, Obaseki has at his own time, what did he bring out? Though I would not lie to you, at a point, those of us in Lagos knew that it was a replica of what was happening in Lagos State. BRT bus. It was the replica he took to Edo State, but it's a nice one. Copied or photocopied idea, provided it brought about improvements and it brought about ease in transportation for people. This was a welcome idea. The question is, what did he put in place that will say this is a landmark for Obaseki that he has done? So for me, I wouldn't want to say he has done well, because for those that are enjoying the fringe benefit from behind, they were applauding to say. But the question is, did he really have a direct impact on the masses in Edo State? That what lived, are you getting me, and schooled there as at the time he's been in office as the governor of the state. So I wouldn't want to say I would praise he did well. I wouldn't want to say he didn't do well. So I'm throwing it open for those under his governance, directly under his governance. Like me now, Lagos State, we go complain because now here we did. You understand? But I wouldn't want to say, because I think for about how many years now I've not been to Lagos State. I've not been there since after that election. I've not been there.
All right. Before I let you go, we are aware that there are, specific actions taken by the federal government to support the flood victims in Maiduguri. But how realistic are these steps? Now, About 40 billion naira was given as funds to tackle ecological issues in Nigeria. Where is this money? Now, these are what experts are saying. Where is this money? What was this money used for?
You can see my
Because we
mischievous.
still have flood ravaging, cities ravaging, places in Nigeria here, displacing people. About 2 million people were displaced, were rendered homeless, were rendered homeless in Meduguri. About 30 persons were killed.
Mr. Michael, let me ask you a question. The amount that was disbursed, was it before the incident or after the incident?
Before.
Before the incident. How long before the incident? You see, sometimes we have to be logical. How long before the incident? About 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? How long? You see, let me tell you something. You don't solve a problem when it has occurred. You see, when you talk about flood, it's not something that just overnight happened. It must have been paving way. And if you talk about misappropriation of funds, this is the question. For you to tie road, you know how long it takes? For you to build a drainage, you dig a drainage, you know how long it takes? For you to construct a bridge, you know how long it takes. So if you now say a particular amount was actually allocated to, is it to curb it as at when it has happened or before? And how long?
That's to prevent it. I think there are agencies meant.
How long before it? And where are the monitoring bodies? You see, one big problem about Nigeria, this is just fact, about every Nigerian, it is not the idea, the execution and the monitoring of the process of execution, the quality and the standard in the process of execution. I can execute a project and then the quality is not there, the standard is not there because I am being monitored. Now, my monitoring, is it that cogent to the extent that you know the road I should use, you know the cement I should use, you know the thickness, because the individuals involved. You see, one thing we should know is it is not the allocation that is the problem. Nigeria can dish out money anyhow, even go borrow money, dish them out.
The execution.
But check the people that are being allocated these projects. Link it back to those in office. How do you expect the execution to be good? It's just like you, my brother, now. You don't press, no worry. Then the moment I'm looking at something, though, you deliver at your job. So let me not use it for that illustration. But somebody in the press, just say, okay, let me just, a TV station want to do this, want to do that, and I now give you that allocation. Go and handle it. You will do it well. But if I have another person in that field, say, guy, take, the first thing he thinks of is how to first be very comfortable. And when I push too much, he gets substandard things just to, grease the eye. And after everything, maybe whatsoever is supposed to last for the next 10 years, 15, 30, 50 years, works for 5 years, manageably. And after that, you hear there is a need for maintenance. You hear there's a need to restructure. You hear there's a need to rebuild. There's a need to renovate. Those are areas where they get their extra amount. So it is not the allocation that is the problem. The execution and the process of execution, was it properly supervised? Was it properly monitored? And were they given time frame to achieve whatsoever was being allocated for them to do? Because see, if they don't give them time, my brother, this person in office will continue a particular road, go finish am. Another one will take over, 3 governments will take over, and that same place will not be finished. But it is being allocated, and there is going to be a reallocation. Well, first government don't go, second one don't go. So if you talk about people being given this money to execute this project, the question is, were they monitored? Adams Oshomole, I applaud him for one thing. As at when I was in Edo State then, when he gave them road to do, this man went on a supervision, dropped somewhere, said they should bring the drilling machine, and then drilled, confirming the thickness of the road. People were like, what did they worry this man? This is no, it should happen once in a while.
That's what governance is all about.
Once in a while, you shouldn't just sit in your company, just sit in the office. No, he drilled, and when he saw that it was what he needed, he said fine. And I believe that time there was a particular place that didn't meet the standard. He told them to bring the bulldozer, and then no, redo this side. People were like, oh, redo it, because it was not part of what was agreed. Initially, we felt bad that road where they don't do okay, small now, but later on, we applaud the fact that he performed that singular act. So do they supervise whatsoever money is given out?
That's the question we need to ask. All right, thank you so much, Gabriel. I really appreciate you for coming on board today. All right, viewers across the globe, we really appreciate you. This is Gabriel, spoken well. He's analyzed with us this morning, and we hope we see him next time on the program. Thank you so much.
My dear people, whatever be the case, Showdown on Saturday. If you are not going there to vote, if you don't have a candidate to vote, I am not encouraging you to sit at home. We can find native rice, we can boil native stew, we can the chop, help them, they can't vote for out. Don't be a party to violence. When I don't see ballot box, we don't send you now. We can just they pray. Let the better person get to office.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, thank you.
I'm apolitical towards anything based on party issues or anything else. I just think I have something to say, right?
Okay.
Well, first of all, according to annals of histories, since Edo State came into inception, I think it has been more governed by PDP rulers. It has been a PDP state. You can remember the last election they said, I don't know the Lagos.
Yeah. And truly, it's really played out.
Into
Obaseki, yeah. That was when it was carpeted from APC to PDP. Yeah.
So, but this is a different ballgame entirely. Why? It's a new government. APC tends to be in power, and Edo State has the physical power of Obaseki, being at least if it becomes as the godfather, definitely, because he nourishes the balls and he calls the shots. On a truthful note, this is what I feel like out. If APC they don't use that mightier force.
Mightier force
for the like. Me being the interim president, I have every power attached to me currently. So if the APC presidency they tend to like look away on, they focus more attention on it. It's my fault to anyone's favor. But currently, without beating an line, I see PDP winning Saturday.
You see PDP winning?
If there's no power for PDP being attached to it. Because everything swings to PDP favors at least. PDP has had more governors in the state, in exception. The current power lies in Obaseki hands. And even, I think it's quite funny, he didn't even, when they were told to sign the peace accord, he didn't opt for it. He's coming for war also, knowing what is Dangote is bringing also. So it's more of like you knowing your onions about what you have to do. And if you play your game right, you might get it. But in the long run, I think the power belongs to people. What they tend to do, tends to belong to them. If they don't vote, they are willing to vote. Now come on, it's about exercising our civic right now. It's about getting the person you want to be voted in. You said it's a 3 years game. I listen as a 3 years game. I always see it as PDP and APC.
PDP and APC.
And if I'm to be a gambler to play this, I think depending on my swing to PDP favors with the main statistics.
Regarding that APC, rules the country now.
I said something around. I said if the president doesn't uses his ferocious might on the states, to fall to be a PDP favor.
What about a factor called Oshomale? Don't you think it will play out there?
Oshomale has lost his favor for so long. He has waged war with Obaseki many times. And that's what he has
I think that was what brought about that. I don't know. It was a battle between there was a battle between the former governor Ambode
Yeah,
and Tinubu there,
It's about
and which they thought would play out in Edo State.
what is about being relevant.
So Obaseki changed that narrative.
It's about being relevant. The name now, if you mention the name, come on, if you know who Obaseki faced that last time, he's a Yamu.
He's a Yamu, yeah.
He's a very popular figure there. Very strong.
Supported by Oshomole.
In fact, he's from the Edo grassroots here. Obaseki doesn't go. Obaseki, they come Lagos, they go and do those kinds of things. This is a person who has reckoned the streets, has drunk from their waters, has sat with the others there. And mind you, Obaseki was captain and he still won again. Then. So without no ferocious might being unleashed on Saturday, I think the power is to be thrown back to the hills.
All right, don't you think Dangote will be frustrated if oil marketers opt for importing fuel into the country? Because as you speak now, that's their plan.
I mean, Dangote is a business tycoon. I think he sees he has the strong support of the mightiest people in the country currently.
But he's been frustrated.
He's been frustrated. Yeah, I know that. I can't put $20 billion.
Yeah, despite the support.
And I won't make profit from it. It's like to be full of it. But in fruitful notes, it's just like I don't want to concentrate on this kind of thing because I see them as fringe issues. If it tends to pan out like that, then you might withdraw his license. But I saw there was a rumor circulating yesterday about Nnpc takeover and this kind of thing. In fact, it's crystal clear. I don't know Nigerians if we don't tend to read or we don't tend to see things like that. The current site of Nnpc has been very, very, very monstrous. Mind you, look at every president when they attain this position. They owe that minister of petroleum portfolio. They don't give it out. Buhari fought it. Obasanjo fought it. And still wearing his hockey yet. So even Dangote will be frustrated at the long run if he's not careful.
If he's not careful.
This was general who fought the war. They fought, and they were being subdued by it.
Now, if they import fuel, and they sell it at lower price, and Dangote is selling it for 950, and they sell it below that price of Dangote or Nnpc.
It's lost there now. It's lost. So he has no objection like to call for a truce apparently.
But can the federal government stop the independent oil marketers from importing fuel?
Oh, that would be a question for that. I can't say. Can't say. You know, these are people who are fighting for their own interests, not ours. They have something they are fighting with them. If he adheres to their wishes, then he's good to go with them. Come on, let's forget the fact of Dangote. There's no sympathy for Dangote or the federal government. As I let's
you don't have any sympathy for them.
or empathy for them at all. So let's care. The countries they come at us now. So why should I? Everything is like, okay, now if Dangote sells further, all everything will be attached to him also. And everyone knows he's a monopolist. So why should I care less? It's either you win or you lose in business.
Now,
so in the long run,
how do you think Nigerians can manage this situation? Because as you speak, as it is now, it seems it's kind of difficult and hard for Nigerians to even feed.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So how can the situation be managed? I think it will be based on individual perspective. Everyone should try and find something better for itself, for him or herself. That's currently that there's no. In fact, the country is like the country is in a jungle attached now, and you know the streets, the component of the jungle survive. In everything, just try to survive.
Because as it is now, it seems there is no price control for the fuel.
There's no price control
because it's sold for 950 in Lagos,
it's sold for
Abuja
1,200
990 also. Borno State 1,000 and above.
Just try and survive. There's no remedy. There's no panacea to anything for anything. There's no better news awaiting the next day. Nothing. Country.
So what are we doing about other refineries? Because if we have other refineries working, and Dangote is working as well, I don't think the price will be as high as this.
What happened to Ajakuta Steel? It's more bonded now. and they're not trying to resuscitate it back. Eh? There's nothing. I don't. Nigeria is a complex country. Seriously, but you have a country where you can use something, you can give something back to the price, and you don't pay attention to it. You go to that thing and you go and you try to get another project attached to it. It's kind of sick now. In fact, it's a crazy country.
It's a crazy country.
It's inhabited with crazy people. Yes, very crazy people. I think I we thank God for like at least they've been a reprieve a bit. At this time, 3 weeks ago, you'd have seen cars who fly through the street.
Lined
You
up.
see cars are being sold. See that ferries attached to even the attached to the bridge, attached to super there, causing gridlock, causing impasse everywhere. So what's the reprieve for the country? Nothing at all. My advice to every Nigerian is they should try and survive.
That's
Anything and keep the sanity upwards. Because it's a trying time currently. Far from a crying time.
City Stand.
All right, thank you so much, viewers, for joining us on today's edition of this program. Join me next time on the same platform. I'm Michael Adekule. Please do subscribe on the channel, share, like, and comment in the comment section. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
City Stand.